The power of a clear conscience. You know, in our show prep, we talked about this. This point was going to be the power of a clear conscience and a life goal. So now that we've gotten through the first two, honesty and in-laws, now we're going to talk about a clear conscience. So tell us what you're talking about here when you say a power of a clear conscience and a life goal.
Well, the power of a clear conscience in this segment is referring to those who've already been divorced and they're looking now at going forward and getting married. This is specifically geared to those individuals. The power of a clear conscience means that you sit down and you look at the relationship that you were in. You look at, did I treat my spouse honestly? Was I open? Was I transparent? Did I cheat on this person, or did I withhold things from this person? And I think one of the reasons why I have been able to rise up and bounce back so quickly. I'm 44, and it's such a shame to say you're 44 and you're on your fourth wife. It's such a shame. But one of the reasons why I believe I've been able to bounce back is because I have a clear conscience. I make sure that I give, and as painful as it was, and as much as it ripped my heart out, I've been suicidal, and I'm going to be honest with you. And people look and says, "But you're a reverend. What do you mean suicidal?" But suicidal, but I'm still here. So it just means that I've felt the grief and the struggle and the hardship and the wanting to be away from on this earth, like anybody else would feel if they go through something that's extremely traumatic, or something that has a deep bearing on themselves. So I've been there. And one of the things that kept me was that I sat and I looked, and I had to look at me. I had to take myself off of what happened to me, or what somebody else did to me, and look at me and have a clear conscience, and be at a place where I can become at peace with me, at peace with realizing that there are some things that are irreparable. The Bible has a verse, and I don't take it for granted. Why then did Moses write them a bill of divorcement? And if it was from the beginning, it was not to be. There was not expected to be divorcement, but there is. And the reason is because of the hardness of the hearts. And any person's heart at any given time, in any given situation, can get hard. And we have to allow that. If we're not able to mold back that heart and bring it back soft and supple and all nice and jelly, then we will lose that relationship. Sad to say, it's a reality, sadly. But then the other part about a clear conscience that you need to be to have is when you step into a potential other relationship. If you don't have a clear conscience, you got to remember that the other person is a woman too,
Yeah.
or a man, and whatever that person does that has the mirror image of what happened to you in the last relationship, you will be re-stimulated, and you will hold that in that person in contempt. You will bring that person into the mind that you were in your painful time, and you will resurface all those things, and you can't get past it.
Yeah.
And the reason why you can't get past it is because you've not dealt with the reality of clearing your conscience. And also, if you cheated on a person, it's harder to believe that the person that you get involved with is not going to cheat on you. I think a clear conscience is, I'm a very naive person to some degree, because one, I never text another person that when I have my wife, I would never text. If I forget my phone at home, I don't run back home. Oh my God, I forget my phone.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I hope it doesn't ring. I hope it doesn't ring. I hope it doesn't ring. No, my wife gives me her phone when my battery is dead, and I says, "Hon, keep my phone," and I use hers, and she used my phone, and I use the phone as a simple scenario. But you know how serious men are with their phones, and who call them, text them, and WhatsApp them.
Well, and
So
it's funny because when you're a kid, it's fun to have those situations. When you're adult, when you start to progress into adulthood, it gets a little less fun, And then all of a sudden, when you really are an adult, you realize it is way too much work to do all of that stuff. And it's so much nicer and simpler to be. It's so much nicer and simpler and less stressful to just be honest and not be out doing something that you're worried about your partner, your significant other, your wife, your husband, what have you. Not, just be out not doing stuff that you're worried about them that you're worried about them finding out about. So I love the concept of a clear conscience because you get rid of the old baggage and you don't bring it into the new relationship. So you
Yeah.
also mentioned in here about a life goal. What do you mean a life goal?
A life goal. I can. Today's my birthday, and on my Facebook post, somebody asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and I said that I have it. A wife and a son. I have it. And now comes the time to sit down, walk, do whatever, and enjoy those things. If you don't have a life goal, and I'm talking about your relationship now, I'm not talking about business or all that stuff. All those are fringes. You see, a relationship is supposed to encompass the whole of you, and the whole of you means your business, your work life, your supporting of your family, and all that comes under the umbrella of a stable, healthy relationship that makes it successful. And so because of a life goal is what do I want to accomplish with having this person in my life? If your life goal is you want to have good passionate sex, well, to be quite honest with you, a, a relationship don't stand long on that, because you can have good passionate sex with a number of individuals, and it just changes all the time. If your goal is to be having one of the biggest corporations and one of the biggest businesses, and you go and marry the CEO because she's at the top of the food chain, then guess what? When you get there and you are sat at the in the corridors of power, guess what happens? She becomes less valuable. If your life goal is to have a Bentley, I've been driving ladders and Scooters for so long. I long for a Bentley. I just want to earn enough that I could have a Bentley. And you and your wife work hard for a Bentley. Then soon from now, you find a girl that looks prettier in the front seat of a Bentley than she does. So your life goal in relation to marriage and relationship has to encompass, I want to see this person get old. Hon, I just want to see how you're gonna look when you're old. Hon, hon,
Yeah.
I just want to be, you see how me and you lay down and we talk all night about all different subjects. Good God. And you look at me sometimes and says, hon, please, I want to go to sleep. And then you open the curtain and you see the sun rising and you realize, gosh, we've been talking the whole night,
Yeah.
you know? I just want to be in a position where I could sit in a rocking chair and watch the world go by. If we are rich, we do it together and travel. If we are poor, we just sit on one stool and you can sit on my leg together. But the life goal with regards to marriage and stability has to encompass everything about your partner.
Yeah. And that I think is really the key. And I think Reverend Steele, that's a great place to kind of wrap this up before I tell people how to get in contact with you and do a few other things here real quick, because I think it's so powerful. Because in the end, you can want all of the financial things in life, and I've been there. I've been senior director for a Fortune 500 company. I mean, I've had it all, lost it all, and what I realized throughout this whole thing is that um, in the end, all of that stuff is should be transient, so to speak, or should be just passing. And the person you spend the rest of your life with, and the person that's right there by you, um, is what's really important in the whole in the grand scheme of things. And really having somebody next to you that you can love and you can share everything with, and that you grow old and laugh, because there'll be a time when you won't be either running a company or be on stage or be doing what you're doing. And when the lights are off, and when the sun goes down and the lights are off, you want that person there rocking on the chair with you, or whatever, sitting on the beach. So Reverend Steele, I'm going to do a couple things to wrap up before I ask you for your final thoughts, folks. I've just thrown Reverend Steele's website up on the screen. Here's what I want you to do. If you want to avoid divorce and save your rocky marriage, or you want to get back back your life, after a painful divorce, please head over to HopeTransplantMinistries.Ning.com. It's on the screen. Sign up to Reverend Steele's private web community. He's also generously made a company. You give him a call at 246-255-0566 or send him an email at HopeTransplantMinistries@gmail.com. Request a personal consultation. Do one of those three things. All that information is going to be coming up in the credit reel. If you're just joining us now and you missed the whole thing, then you missed a lot of epicness, and you need to go and watch the rest of the episode. If you want to find out why a reverend who's been through 3 divorces is an expert on the topic of having a happier life and a happier marriage, because he is, you gotta go watch the hero's journey, the first half of the show. If you want to hear him talk more about his views on marriage and divorce and understand the key concepts of things like being honest and why that's so important, having a clear conscience and why that's one of the keys to everything, and something you all need to know, and what's going to happen with your in-laws so you can better handle it, then you need to watch the Expert Focus segment of the show. This has once again been an epic episode of Expert Showcase. Reverend Steele, before I wrap things up and we roll on out of here, is there any final words you want to say and leave our audience with today?
Well, the one thing that I want to leave our audience with is the Bible said it's not good that a man should be alone. And that's a fact. It's not good to be alone. It's good to have a companion, because you see, if it's just your parents, they're going to get old and they're going to leave you. If you have children from a single relationship and you wrap your life around your children, they're going to get older, they're going to have their families, and they're going to leave. And what happens when the lights go out? Who comforts you? Who holds you? Who listens to your conversations that nobody's interested in because they're so busy with their own lives that your conversations don't matter? My word is, look at working on yourself so that you could position yourself to have a companion, because that's all that matters. All the things, the money you earn, the things you do, the people you minister to, all those things are going to fade. But you know what's going to last? Is that on your last damn breath, you know that you have somebody that's there or was there, that you made an impact on their lives and they walked through this life's journey with you, and you made it together to be an example to others of how you can be successful in marriage and relationship.
Epic. And on an epic note, Reverend Steele, God bless. Thank you for being an epic guest today on Expert Showcase. Thank you for all of our epic viewers, and until next time, make it an epic day.
To watch the rest of this epic episode now, click on the link below the video. Do it now, you'll be glad you did. Are you still here? What are you waiting for? Watch the rest of this epic episode now by clicking on the link below the video.